Hi guys, so this is a slightly more informal video than I normally do, but I just had to cover 2019 Serenity, which arguably has the worst movie twist of all time in it. Don't worry fans of Firefly, this has nothing to do with the other Serenity movie, and if you're smart you'll stay well away from this. There's of course going to be huge spoilers in this video, but I imagine if you're watching this that you've already seen the Rotten Tomatoes score for the film, so you don't really care. Anyway, with that out the way, I'm Definition and welcome to the channel where I watch it so you don't have to. Serenity centres around fisherman Baker Dill, who lives on a fishing island called Plymouth. No fellow Brits, not that Plymouth, though there are probably about the same amount of boats. Anyway, throughout the film the character receives strange visions, but if he could really tell the future then he wouldn't have greenlit this movie. But anyway, Dill is an Iraq War veteran and now makes ends meet by taking people out on his boat named Serenity. There's a whole prostitution subplot that I don't really want to get into that basically paints out that Dill is broke. He needs to get some dildo, like dildo, like money, like it doesn't matter. Anyway, the woman that he regularly sleeps with has a son that Dill says is welcome to come back and work on his boat once more, as he'll give him a job even though he doesn't have any money, which, look, this aspect of the movie probably makes the most sense out of everything else. Anyway, throughout the film Dill is tracked down by his ex-wife Karen, who left him for a rich man because why not, and now she wants Dill to kill him because he's an abusive husband. Karen and Frank, as he's called, have a son together who likes to play video games, which normally I wouldn't cover that kind of pointless detail in a video, but it plays massively into the stupid twist, so yep, it's in there. Anyway, Karen and her husband are going to be having a holiday on the island, and the former wants Dill to kill him and dump his body into the ocean or something. Dill refuses this, but he keeps getting visions of their son Patrick sitting in his room playing video games. You wonder what games he could be playing on instead this weekend. I mean, Resident Evil 2 is out, that's a good one. Make sure you watch my video on Resident Evil 2, yeah? Safe. Anyway, Karen's husband Frank shows up, they go for a trip, which is when he tells Baker that his son Patrick loves playing fishing games for some stupid reason. He mustn't know that Resident Evil 2's out. Anyway, he loves playing those fishing games and that plays into the end. This businessman who's been chasing Dill down for the whole movie finally catches up with him and gives him this fish finder radar thing that Dill can use to catch a massive tuna, which throughout the film's all that he's really wanted. And he's finally gonna get it, guys, yeah. The businessman called Reed doesn't really seem to want anything in return for giving him this tech, and he says he's just playing his part in the game. Do you get it? Game. Listen closely, it's all a big game. Anyway, it turns out that this entire island is actually part of a video game. That's it, I'm not lying. Dill is a video game character in a fishing game. It turns out that Karen's son, Patrick, is the programmer and that he's making this simulation. We find out that the real Dill died in Iraq and that his son, Patrick's reprogrammed a fishing game to live out a fantasy of killing his abusive stepfather. Dill kind of goes back and forth on whether to kill him or not, and the island really try to rally together to stop him from doing it because they just want to go back to playing the game, you know, catching lovely big tunas and stuff like it used to be in the good old days. Anyway, because video games are violent and turn people into murderers apparently, for some reason Dill decides to kill the father. And then we cut to the real world where Patrick, it turns out he's actually killed his abusive stepfather during another one of his attacks. Just ridiculous really. We learn that Patrick withdrew into this digital world and created a paradise, and because of this and the whole self-defense thing with his abusive father, he's pretty much gotten away with murder. And the movie ends with Patrick entering the digital world where he embraces with his father, which indicates that Patrick has made a digital version of himself to spend time with his dad like he never got to in the real world. It's so touching. I mean, just brilliant screenwriting there. Basically, it's just a big mess. Like, twists can often make or break movies, and this one does the latter. I get what they were going for with the whole making a real father to replace his step one, but it's just terrible. I got a lot of hate for saying that I enjoyed Replicas, so I want some apologies from you guys, yeah, because sheesh, this is the worst movie of the year. I don't want to hear anything about our beloved Keanu Reeves. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the film in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video then please like it, and make sure you check out my breakdown of Resident Evil 2 Remake at the end of this video, which it's inspired me to go kill some zombies, yeah. This is a channel for people who are mad into movies, so if that's the kind of thing you like, hit subscribe. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this. Sorry I went into a bit of a rant, but I hope you enjoyed it. I've been Definition, you've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.